Power Rangers has had a lot of highs and lows, and as you guys probably know, it peaked in the early 90s. It never really found that momentum again. In Space was a great season, and it did push Power Rangers to the forefront again. However, I don't believe it was as popular as Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But now that we're moving into a new light, a new era with this new Power Rangers Disney Plus project, what does Power Rangers peak look like in the future? Now, it may never be as big as it was back in 93, 94, and 95. However, what could a peak look like for Power Rangers? If we give it our all, how big could this brand be again? We're going to talk about it, break it down. Hit that intro, Rangers.
You are watching the Fan Club.
You're watching the Fan Club.
And you're watching the Fan Club. Do you know what time it is?
And you know what time it is.
It's time for the Fan Club. Let's go. Hey!
I can't do this on my own, cause you know things ain't always sweet when you out here in these streets. But my morpher when it morphed, I made a fake one.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Fan Club. It is your boy Dan Brosnan in the building. Sorry for the later video. I had a few things I had to deal with today, but everything is good. Everybody is safe. There's just a couple problems in life I had to take care of, and really they're no big deal, kind of more superficial things, but still things we had to take care of in life. But we're back, baby. Apologize about the later video, but at least we pushed out a video today. Now, if you guys have been living under a rock, you know that Power Rangers has been on a hiatus for the last few years at this point. There has not been a new show since 2023's Cosmic Fury and Once and Always. That has been it. It seemed like that old style Power Rangers that we know adapting Super Sentai is pretty much over right now. Like, it's paused. Whatever new Power Rangers we are going to get in the future is going to be original and is going to be more for like this side of the world, right? We're not going to be adapting Japanese footage for the next few years. Who knows? Maybe that could come back, but it seems like right now Power Rangers is going in a different lane. And because of that, I wanted to talk about like what the future of Power Rangers is, but not only that, what does Power Rangers peak look like? We know that it peaked back in 1993 through 95. That was when Power Rangers was at its biggest. Zeo, it was still a #1 show, but starting to lose some momentum. Then Power Rangers Turbo is when it got unseated for the #1 spot. But then Power Rangers in Space brought some hype back. A lot of those later Saban seasons before they sold it to Disney were very good, and they got numbers, but not numbers comparable to Mighty Morphin. Then when Disney got a hold of it, they really didn't know what to do with it, and they were suffering from low numbers, it seemed like, right away. That's why they went and got JDF for Dino Thunder, and that kind of helped. But by like year 5 and 6, they really didn't want Power Rangers anymore. They ended up selling it back to Haim Saban in, 2011, when Power Rangers actually made its debut back on TV. Saban and Nickelodeon put a lot of promotion and money into the debut of Power Rangers Samurai, and there were a lot of viewers. I think the first few episodes of the season 1 had millions of viewers, and then by like season 2 it started to kind of drop off. But at one point in the early 2010s, millions of viewers were watching Power Rangers. They were making some money. So Power Rangers in 1995 was about at its peak between, 93 and 95, Mighty Morphin. And then it peaked again, but not as big, but still, it was a peak within Space. It kind of brought it back. That show was so popular, they were going to end it, but they couldn't. In Space was such a popular show that it kept Power Rangers going when they were actually going to cancel the show. In Space was supposed to be the last one. It was such a hit and a lot of kids watched it that they kept Power Rangers moving. Then it had another peak back in 2011, like we just talked about. But since there hasn't really been a huge peak for Power Rangers, you could say maybe in 2017 with the movie, but the 2017 movie, even though I was a fan of it, it didn't do like great numbers. It wasn't a full-on bomb. It was a letdown in the sense of it had like a $100 million budget, made $150 million worldwide. So they didn't make a lot of money. If anything, they probably lost money when it came to like the marketing budget and stuff like that. But it wasn't a total loss. Sometimes you make a movie for $100 million and it doesn't even make $25 million. See, that's a real bomb to me. But at the end of the day, they're going to criticize movies that don't get sequels and one-offs and stuff like that. And I feel like Power Rangers just hasn't really had that peak where everything was going good and they had millions of fans watching. Maybe you could make an argument for 2023 with Cosmic Fury and Once and Always, just because the Once and Always special had a lot of people tuning in and checking it out because they brought back some original Rangers and Rangers from back in the day. I wanted to talk about the various peaks because that can give us an idea of what the future of Power Rangers could be and how it will actually peak, why it will peak. Now, in the beginning, that initial peak was because it was something completely different. No one's ever seen anything like this before back in 1993 with the suits and the Zords and the live action, but then they had some high school kids like Saved by the Bell. It was a lot of elements between the rock music, the karate, the martial arts. Perfect equation for back in the day in the 90s. They put it together. It was a money maker. And then the second peak within space, it was the storyline, guys. That story was so damn good that it got people back into it. And then the hype again brought Samurai a lot of viewers because people wanted to tune in. So pretty much it's telling me that people will tune in to something that like is either new or they haven't seen in a while, or they'll tune in when the story is good. So we most likely will never have that initial peak Mighty Morphin again. But I think that we could have a mixture of the Samurai hype because Power Rangers has taken a few years off. People are going to be interested in what this new wave of Power Rangers is. And then we could hit them with that in space hype, make such a good story that Power Ranger fans and fans in general of good stories are going to tune in and check it out. So what does a peak then look like for Power Rangers? I believe in my heart of hearts that having a consistent series for adults and having something for the kids would be like what I would really love. Like, now, if it's a movie for adults, cool. If it's a series for kids, that's awesome. Now, one show could be good, and I think that's what they're going to maybe focus on right now. Maybe that's a reason why they got Percy Jackson guys to work on this, so it can be best of both worlds. We can make something for like older kids, and we can make something for the adults. As of right now, with Power Rangers having no shows, I feel like the best scenario for Power Rangers is to get a show back on the TV and hit the market again for kids and adults. Also, let's push some merch out. We know that Playmates is coming with some toys. We know that they have that Mighty Morphin Reignition line coming out in the fall. They're going to capitalize on Mighty Morphin again, and I'm not actually against it because hopefully they can make a bunch of money off it, pay some bills, and give us some more stuff. I believe a successful kind of peak for Power Rangers would be to have a successful show that's trending in, the top 10 watch shows on Disney Plus, and then having a successful toy line that spawns other toy lines. Now, I would love to see a show for kids too. For years, I've advocated for a Power Rangers animated CGI show like Paw Patrol or PJ Masks. That way they could like introduce all of these cool Rangers from the past. But that's just what I want. I don't know if that will ever happen, but I know that a peak for Power Rangers might look different than it ever has been because the situation with TV is so different. We're on streaming now, but I think Power Rangers could get some viewers from one, the break. Them taking a break, whatever new Power Ranger show comes out, people are just going to come out of the woodwork to check it out because it's been a few years. And then if they give us a good story, I believe that Power Rangers could actually be popular again. Now, how popular? Are we talking top 5? Are we talking top 10? Are we talking like top 20 entertainment brands? I believe, top 20 to top 10, top 15-ish. That's more realistic. I would love to see Power Rangers in the top 5 again, competing with the Marvels and the DCs, the Disneys of the world. I don't know if we'll ever get up to the top of the totem pole again, but I know that if they make something good and the fans get behind it, anything is possible. Now, what are your thoughts? What does a Power Rangers peak look like to you? Let me know in the comments. Shout out everyone that takes the time out of their day to watch this content. You are the real MVPs, and we'll see you next time. Peace. I want to give a special shout out to the Gold Ranger members Salima Ramirez, Stephen Heffelman, Anime King Nick, Louis Cairns, Thomas Franco, and Roderick Ham. Thank you guys so much for your support. And if you want a video shout out like this one, sign up to be a Gold Ranger member today. Hey, what's going on? Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, hit that share button, and if you can, please sign up to be a member today. We have 3 membership power-ups. We have the Gold Ranger power-up, the most popular. You get into our exclusive fan club chat group. We have fan-exclusive videos that we are adding monthly now, and you get a video shout out. Yes, folks, at the end of our videos, I will shout out your name. We also have the Quantum Ranger power up where you get monthly meetings online with me. Yes, folks, we will talk once a month on Zoom, and you can give me your ideas for future episodes. And then we have a professional package, the Dr. K power up. That is for businesses that want to tap into the platform. If you guys can, please sign up to be a member today. It is highly appreciated, and it helps us keep these videos going. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Hi, we're Bulk and Skull. We have been requested by the Fan Club to say something funny.